Hello everyone. I would like to talk about chapter 23 on Napoleon and section 3 on the Napoleon's defeat. So I'm going to start off with the Holy Alliance. The Holy Alliance is basically a coalition created by monarch great powers of Russia, Prussia, and Austria in 1815. It was formed to instill the divine right of kings and Christian values all over Europe's political atmosphere. It was also used as a way to prevent revolutionary influences from getting in to these nations, such as like the French Revolution. Following the Vienna Congress, the following monarchs promised that they would act on the cornerstone of justice, love, and peace. However, it was quickly rejected by the UK and the Papal States and the Ottoman Empire. Um, I want to talk about the differences between a quadruple and quintuple alliance. So a quadruple alliance is a treaty signed by four great powers, all the ones mentioned before, but this time it is with the UK, and their aim was to aid each other while also countering France. And then in a quintuple alliance, it was formed in 1818. Basically, France joined this alliance. Okay, so now that I have talked about the Holy Alliance, I would like to further discuss on the invasion of Russia. What caused Napoleon to invade Russia? Well, I think it's based off the reason that Russia left the continental system because of the Treaty of Schönbrunn, which basically had a section that gave Western Galicia from Austria to Grand Duchy of Warsaw. So Russia saw this as a means for other countries to want to invade them. So so Napoleon quickly jumped on that boat and wanted to campaign against it. So how did Napoleon invade Russia? Not very smartly. A lot of people told him not to do it, so in 1812 he still went on with it. He didn't have proper military planning. His horses did not have the proper traction to like walk on the floor or on ice or on snow. His methods of operations did not work. His long marches left troops with no supplies. Wagons fell behind. The sparse regions left people to die because it left people to drink from dirty puddles and eat rotten foods. A lot of men basically died of starvation, desertion, typhus, and even suicide. However, despite all these lack of planning, he still managed to invade Russia, and basically taking over Moscow after he did caught up with the Russia army in September. But they did a lot of fires happen. They had a lack of resources, so Napoleon did evidently leave. Um, he did leave Russia to go back to Paris to protect his title as emperor. But his reputation kind of did dwindle out of control because of his lack of military planning and other such things. Lastly, I would like to talk about the fall of Paris. After Napoleon's embarrassing retreat from Russia and Austria and Prussia broke with France and formed the Sixth Coalition against France in 1813 through the 1814. October of 1813, the Battle of Nations took place in Leipzig, where Napoleon was defeated. Napoleon's plan was to take over German soil because he did fail. He did fail to take Russia's land. He promised to make an army larger than the one he created before, but then he did manage to lose the same amount of men in this army that he created. So basically Alexander the First of Russia saw that France was weak. Napoleon retreat once again from Germany, but he does win a couple of battles in France, which is named the Six-Day Campaign. It was not enough to make changes, though. Napoleon could not find any means to defeat the invaders. He failed miserably. For funny reasons, he tried to draft a plan to go against the invaders of Paris, and he sent it to Marie-Louise, but his plans were intercepted, so basically the whole world knew of his plans. The coalitions knew that France was weak, so they marched on Paris, and on the next day of March of 1814, I think it's the 31st, the battle ended. So this basically led to the Senate later deposing Napoleon and basically exiling him to the Isle of Elba. Yeah, so I hope you guys like my small interpretation of this section. Thank you.